We will now begin to look at Piaget's cognitive developmental stages. There are 4 stages of cognitive development according to Piaget, and the first one is sensorimotor stage. Sensory motor, using the 5 senses, and motor skills is movement, and young children move their hands and legs and body parts, and that's how they learn. This stage lasts from birth to about 2 years. In some children, it may end earlier than 2 years. In some children, it may extend beyond 2 years. But from birth to 2 years is roughly the stage of sensory motor development. The child uses his senses and his increasing motor skills to explore the environment. When a child is born, movement is limited. The child just lies down or may just take a slight turn, and that's about what the child can do. But as the child grows, motor skills increase. Moving his arms, moving his legs, touches something, feels something, and as he grows, he begins to crawl and walk, and he involves himself in increasing motor skills. These increasing motor skills helps the child learn from his environment. Begins to use language to imitate and represent the environment. This is from birth to 2 years. Initially, the child is not saying anything, but soon the child begins to babble, and only the parents seem to understand what the child is babbling, and eventually will pick up sounds, language, will imitate, try to copy, and will get to the correct pronunciation of a word and will try and say it. This development of language is also critical for students, for young children. These children learn, and if you think that these children learn nothing and they know nothing till they come to school and meet the teacher, you are wrong. When a child enters the school for the first time, research on our own Pakistani children have shown us that they come to school at maybe 4.5 years with approximately a vocabulary of 3,000 words. That's a lot. That's a lot of learning to do from the environment, primarily sensory motor. And through the 5 senses, through the increasing motor skills, the child learns. In this stage, the sensory motor stage, the child is egocentric. Ego is self and centric is centered on self. The child's entire world revolves around the child, himself or herself. Whether the child is crying, whether the child is happy, the child needs, I want, this is mine. And the child is not willing to share. It's an egocentric world. This is my father, this is my mother, this is my thing. I want my milk, I want my this, I want my that. The child is only aware of the self, his own likes, dislikes, and wants. If I don't like something, I think nobody should like it too. If I like something, I feel everybody likes it too. If I want something, everybody should want it. That is the world of the child. It revolves around the child itself. When the child says, I want chocolate, and somebody says, no, chocolate is not good, the child begins to wonder, I want it, why doesn't he want it? Or why doesn't she want it? But that is the egocentric nature of children at that age. The child is not able to see other people's perspectives. The child only sees his or her own perspective. I think, I feel, my opinion, my suggestion, I want this, and so another person's perspective is irrelevant to the child. The child is totally engulfed within his own self, and that is all he can see, that is all he cares about, that is all he's worried about. Myself.